So, to carry on, um, because of this, you know, being unable to distinguish between Irish people and other European Americans, the use of the anti Irish slurs decreased. The use of the slurs against racial groups who cannot pass as white does not decline as sharply, regardless of their degree of culture or cultural assimilation. Arguably, no racial slur has been as prominent, as damaging as nigger, which remains a potent epithet used against people of African descent. Use of the word nigger is harmful, offensive, derogatory, deflating. That people publicly reference it as the N word. Nigger has been decidedly derogatory since the 18th century. The term has primarily been used by white Americans to degrade blacks as unworthy of equality due to their alleged intellectual, moral, and cultural inferiority. Whites would often use the slur during explicit violent racist actions such as lynchings, adding an implicit threat of violence to any use of the word, even though the word is used loosely throughout the African American community, um, you know, to this day. This word is of offense, burned into a mental in two ways. One, to educate about where and how it came to be, and how it is of offense and is a stereotype. It's a, or it's as if somehow it's been turned into a term of endearment or affection or a sense of family brotherhood used by blacks today. I use the word to this day in both ways. Uh, you know, um, like look at this, nigga. He's making all black people look bad, or what's up, my nigga? Sometimes talking, it subconsciously comes out in conversation. You know, the brainwashing of the colonialist racial system structure implemented by the times beginning in, um, you know, Roman times to the transatlantic to now, its potency, nigger, remains, you know, to continue to retain its power to insult and intimidate and threaten African Americans to this day, despite the fact that, um, you know, it's used widely throughout the African American community nonstop. Um, so you could say shame on them. You could say shame on you, or you could do what you do. Um, that's why I say everybody is born and bred racist. If you live in the U.S. of A., that doesn't mean that you have to practice race hate or throw around racial slurs uh, as a normal practice. I have no malice or hate in my heart for any individual human being. Do I disapprove or even so much as to go as far as say I hate something that was done? Sure. I mean, I don't condone slavery. I don't condone uh, inhumane abuse or treatment to any human being. I'm Homo sapien. I bleed just like you do. So you know, you cannot change people's opinions um, unless they want to change them. You know, and you don't always agree with people's opinions, but freedom gives you the right to have one. So, um, reality's terms, you need to worry about you and do you. As long as nobody's spewing race hate or pushing some type of communism message or white supremacist message. Hint. I mean, I can't sit here and say that I can say, oh, I feel for you, because people have been using the N word religiously throughout time, black, white, and other, and it's okay. But if somebody says something about, you're a fag, or somebody says something in regards to basically, just being racially incorrect, then the whole world breaks down, and that individual is prosecuted. But there's no mention of, um, you know, when the word is said openly and abroad in the workplace, in daily activities of going and passing, until somebody records it. And that recording is made of a Caucasian or other race using the racial slur. Yeah, it's not right. I don't agree, no doubt. But black people use racial slurs too, So, it's a two-way street. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Um, you know, we as a people, as Homo sapiens, all have to do better. Learn to get along with one another, love one another, and coexist with each other. Um, like I keep saying, you know, no one's promised tomorrow. And for me, the reality is that, we're coming closer and closer to a time where things might actually cease to be. So instead of focusing all the energy on who's right or wrong, racist, in regards to language, um, you know, honestly, my honest opinion, I know for a fact everybody's not going to stop using the N word. Everybody's not going to stop using all the other racial slurs. I mean, Asians make fun of blacks, Mexicans make fun of whites, whites make fun of blacks, uh, you know, blacks make fun of other races as well. To sit here and lie to yourself and say you've never ever said anything racist would be that, I guess you're not a human being. You must really be an alien, right? But hey, who knows how it goes? I'm no body other than just a person with an opinion, just like all the other million Americans out here. So, it's just food for thought, you know. But one FYI, I'll throw out there, you know, all this talk and complaint about racism and unjust treatment and, oh, the N word. But here it is, every other race gets a better hand than African Americans. You know what I mean? Every other race gets reparations. Every other race gets the benefit of the doubt. Key example, just look at the Taliban. Yeah, I talk about Afghanistan people in regards to not all Afghans, because I'm not putting everyone in a box, because everybody don't fit. But the reality is that unfortunately in that box there are some individuals who are pretty nasty, and they're called the Taliban, and they're inviting those individuals into our country free and board with a first class flight, red carpet treatment basically, and also don't forget they're going to give them their 40 acres and a mule.